right, everybody, welcome. I am so excited. All of you are here. I am so grateful for your energy, your love, and your devotion for wanting to learn more about your animals and yourself. So, here's how it's going to work. I'm going to take you through the presentation, and then after the presentation, I'm going to open it up so everybody can then unmute themselves for any questions, Q&A time, and we'll go from there. So again, welcome, and I am so excited you're here because being intuitive is your natural state. And the way that you align to the frequency of your animal is in the present moment, as well as being setting the intention using your unconditional love. That's the basis. In that space of unconditional love, with no expectations, just being your pure self. It has nothing to do with thinking, and it has everything to do with having an open heart based consciousness, allowing your energy to flow. And that is where the alignment of your energy to the animals allows you to raise your frequency, raise your vibration, so you receive the information. But you're already doing this. This is what's so cool. You are already doing this. Now, intuitively, it may be for a brief moment, or it may be for an extended period of time. And you know this by when you're picking up signals and messages from them. Maybe they're hungry, or maybe something just doesn't feel right. That is your intuition. That is a higher frequency of where you are in that moment with them. And you are awakening to your true self, which is the path of experiencing that depth and understanding of why they're in your life and what your purpose is, both with animals as well as all areas of your life. So, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Dulce. I've been talking with animals for over 10 years now, intuitively and using all and any of my senses, and I help people understand what their animals are feeling, what their animals want, the message that they want their human to understand. I also help people in teaching as well as coaching. And in that, I offer private coaching, and I offer, of course, my master class and private readings. So today, what you're going to get into is my 6-step awakening process. And you'll be able to immediately start utilizing some of and all of the tips and tools that I'm going to be sharing with you. So right now, I want to go ahead and share my screen. Just find it. Let's just go over here. Let's just share this right now. Open that up. Okay, can everybody see that? Everybody see the screen? Yep. I got some heads going like that. Awesome. Okay, so this is the 6 steps of what I'm going to be sharing with you today. And you'll notice that the first is the alignment of your beliefs. And I'm going to be diving into each of them. But right now, just looking at the diagram, you're going to understand that the basis is just aligning to the beliefs, the belief system that you're telling yourself, that is involved in the actions you take, is involved in how you are perceiving your world. The next step is the wisdom that you're experiencing through whether it's identifying emotional and or physical imbalances in your animal or in yourself, or a combination of both, which is the foundation of your soul contract. So we're going to be talking about that. Once you understand your belief system, and once you start plugging in and identifying and really understanding your animal's wisdom that they're showing you and they're sharing with you, then it's time, of course, to learn how to take action, how to live in each moment with the actions you choose to take, not based on what is like, oh, I got to do that today, but based on your passion, the joy that you want to live by. And I'm going to talk about what it really means to live in joy and how do you do it? What do you do? How do you figure out, well, yeah, I'm excited about that, but I'm not excited about that. I don't want that, but I want that. So, how do I get over there? I'm going to give you the steps on how to do that. As you're building with these steps, you'll notice then you're also tapping into the knowing. That's your intuition. That's your psychic ability. Today, we're going to be tapping in literally the steps on taking how to use your intuition, all based on the fifth step of embracing your heart-based consciousness. It's really powerful because can you see how these six steps, it's not linear. They flow together. Because as you're awakening, as you're learning more about your animal, as you're learning more about yourself, you're doing this all in the present moment. And you're going to find, well, wow, I just learned this about XYZ. Oops, I hit a stumbling block. I feel low frequency. I feel blockage. Well, guess what? It goes back to the very beginning. Oh, all right, I got a line. Okay, that belief doesn't work for me anymore. Now I'm going to realign to a new belief. So you'll notice today and moving forward, you're going to be flowing through this. And these six key components make up your journey. So by the end of the presentation, I'm going to stop sharing. By the end of the presentation, you will be able to utilize these six steps. And if you feel a deeper caller calling into and wanting to dive in more, I will then, let's go. Okay, I'm going to make sure that they're muted here. I will then, of course, open up the window and the door for conversation about the actual masterclass. Hey Samsung, welcome. We're just going through everything. So right now everybody is muted, and in a little bit I will be opening up for Q&A. All right, so let's continue. So let's start talking about the first step. And definitely grab a pen and paper. If you don't have a pen and paper handy, go ahead and grab a pen and paper. You definitely want to take notes on this. All right. So the first step is an alignment of your beliefs. What are beliefs? They're thoughts and your emotions and the actions you take based on them that actually shape your experience. And this includes your ability to connect with animals. In this step, you're going to realize and recognize and acknowledge beliefs that no longer serve you. And you're going to learn to focus on what does serve you. You're going to learn to understand and make choices on what experiences you want to prefer and what experiences you want to have versus the old experiences that don't no longer resonate for you. But it's all about uncovering those old beliefs or those limited beliefs. Because again, beliefs that are rooted in fear, rooted in low self worth, are deeply ingrained and they can be self sustaining. So the belief system is kind of tricky because it uses fear to keep you from questioning them. And it keeps you from believing that you can't face them. You're not capable of facing them, or they're too painful to face. That's where that fear is coming in. So it's all about going deep and confronting those beliefs with honesty and courage. And when you do that, they often reveal themselves. And once you realize, yeah, there's really no reason for me to feel nervous or incapable of doing whatever it is I want to do. That's really crazy. I can do whatever I want to do. When you get to the point of realizing how irrational or illogical it is, now this is the point where it's okay using the brain. You realize, yeah, and you're like, oh my God, I got to do it. Right then and there, you literally have let go. That's the process of letting go. Anything that no longer serves you. So the key to letting go of limiting beliefs is recognizing them for what they are. They're illusions. They're the past. And they're just suggestions tapping into the fear, telling you that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, or you're not capable. So, what you really want to do is you want to ask yourself, what am I really afraid might happen if I were able and willing to be my true self? What would my life look like? When you start really asking yourself that question, it allows you to uncover the core issues. And one of the fundamental beliefs is truly exposed at that time. And when you look at it and you know that's crazy, I don't have to worry about what other people think of me. I'm just going to be my true self. I'm going to learn to allow my authentic self to come out and be my true self. And it's like, yeah, you've just let go of the belief system that perhaps you were holding on to for however long, of thinking what other people think and say is more of how I validate myself. That's now because many people live like that. But if that belief is like, yeah, that doesn't resonate with me anymore. I don't want to be there anymore. Guess what? Once you start letting go, you actually will see how your relationship with your animal improves that much more. Now, if a belief within you is still active, it just means you haven't gotten to the root of it. That's all it means. And what's super, super easy that allows us to get stuck there are distractions. Distractions mask the real issue, and they keep us stuck in a cycle of frustration. They keep us stuck in that low frequency. And the closer you get to the truth, the more resistance you may even feel. So pay attention. It's like, yeah, I just dealt with that low self esteem or that low self worth, knowing that it's not what other people think of me that makes me feel good about me. I get that. I get that. But you know what? I got to go see what other people are thinking. I got to go see what other people are doing these days. Right then and there. That is a distraction to make you think you really dealt with it when you are distracted to go look at what other people are doing. Just giving you an example. So the closer you get to the truth, you may feel some resistance. That's okay. You need to be persistent and reevaluate going within. It's called self-honesty. So, but how do beliefs actually shape our relationship with our animals? They impact our relationship so deeply because if you're experiencing frustration and you feel like you're going to like lose it, or you just are angry about something, what do your animals do? Or your fur baby? What, maybe you have one, maybe you have a handful. Doesn't matter. Do they go run off? Do they go hide under your desk? Hide under your bed? Do they go and ask to go outside? Are they like, no, I'm hungry. Feed me right now. Well, you just ate. These are signs and signals from your animal that you're emulating an imbalance through your belief system. So pay attention to your pet's behavior because they can reveal with within where you are energetically. So here's another example. Let's say, for example, you are uptight, but you're offering and you notice your cat is like backing out or running away, and you go to them and you offer reassurance. And you're like, it's okay, it's okay. I know. Thank you so much for showing me. But within yourself, if you are still holding on to that anxiety or that fear, they're still going to pick up on that. You can say the words to your, as the phrase says, to your blue in the face. But if you truly aren't relaxed and you're truly not feeling it, they know. And the easiest way for you to realign your energy is to acknowledge, yes, I felt this way, and thank them for showing you that. Because when you start aligning with trusting yourself with no conditions, with gratitude and thanking them, you then immediately start aligning with love, with unconditional love and security within and confidence. That was Trek. He wanted to say hi. So understand this, every moment is a new moment. You always have a brand new moment to choose how you want to see yourself and the relationship with your animal. Here's a beautiful exercise. You may want to write this down that you can do later today. I want you to think about one belief that you have about yourself. Just off the top of your head, write it down. Then I want you to think about one concept of your relationship with your animal that you want to improve upon. Write that down. Is there a correlation between the two? Think about that. It's powerful. Does your animal try to support you in the one belief you would like to work on? If they don't support you, why not? What frequency, what energy are you emulating? That's a beautiful exercise for you to do. Okay, I want to provide you with an example of how when we are aligned with our energies, we can actually make a change in our relationship with our animal. And I'm using a reading I had with Kuna the cat. A while back, Kuna's mom came to me and said, Kuna is peeing all over the place. I have no idea why. Please help us. So during the session, Kuna shared with me that her mom, is all over the place, meaning in her thoughts, constantly thinking, and she leaves the house and doesn't come back. And it was so cool. Kuna showed me like a calendar. It was days sometimes, or 14 hours. Plus, when her mom does come home, she shared with me how she stinks. She smells. And the first smell I picked up on was smoke. So after sharing all of this, I explained to Kuna's human what Kuna shared with me and what Kuna was asking of her. She was asking for her to please slow down, spend time with her, talk with her, explain to her what she's doing. When is she leaving? When is she coming home? And can somebody check in on her? It turns out that in the conversation Kuna's mom was sharing with me, she ran a bar. She was running a bar. And she left 9 o'clock in the morning and didn't come back until 2 or 3 in the morning. And her clothes did stink. not just from smoke, but from alcohol as well. As soon as her human understood energetically, emotionally, what was going on, she made the choice. I suggested, can't, you can only make suggestions for people to follow through. She made the choice to say, you know what? Oh my God, I'm going to spend more time with her before I go to work. I'm going to talk with her. I'm going to even talk with her while I'm driving to work. I'm going to tell her when I'm coming home. She just followed everything. And within a day of following up, Kuna stopped peeing all over the place. So, what happened was in the human's belief system, one, oh my God, I didn't realize animals are concerned and want me to talk with them. She didn't even realize that. And that too, all she had to do was just spend some quality time with her. And for the longest time, Kuna would not let her brush her. Now Kuna lets her brush her. So there's more of a deeper connection there. The end result is the peeing stopped, and Kuna and her human are enjoying one another and doesn't mind now she's gone for all those hours. She knows exactly where she's going. So it's powerful. So that is the first step, is understanding where your beliefs are. The second step is the wisdom, W. And if you notice, awaken, A, for alignment of your beliefs, W, for the wisdom. This is the second step. What do our animals in their wisdom? How do they show us their wisdom? Well, animals are mirrors of our souls. We have soul agreements with them, and they're here to help us understand our life lessons, our emotional imbalances, as well as they too may have imbalances. They may want to experience certain things that, knowing in that soul contract you have with them, that with your understanding, you're going to also support them. So it's not one way. Our soul agreements with animals are not one way, meaning they're always just here to help us. No, they come here in the physical form because they want to experience certain things that could be low frequency, low vibration. So here's how you can understand what your soul contract is. You want to write this down. What's happening? What happened in your life when your animal came to you? Where were you emotionally, physically? What was your environment like? What was your life like? Because at that point in your time, if you were experiencing anything of low frequency and they came in at a certain time, more than likely they were supporting you immediately just by you looking at their eyes and them looking at you. There was like no words to be said. You knew. You just knew. The other question you want to ask yourself is not just in addition to what brought you two together, but how does your animal reflect your emotions, your energy, and your life purpose? How do they reflect it? Are they constantly happy? Are they constantly asking for attention? Are they truly balanced? Like, yeah, I can talk with my animal and they love everything we're doing and they chill out when it's time to chill out and it's but they tell me everything they need to tell me. Or, they got some behavioral issues that I'm a little concerned about. Take a look at those behavioral issues. See how they reflect where you are emotionally. Here's another example from a reading and then a follow up I had with someone who their cat had transitioned. His cat's name is Possum. And in the transitioning and after the cat had physically left the body, her human realized, just totally realized, that there was more to life. She had a glimpse that Possum was watching her, but she really wasn't sure. And the guilt was overtaking everything in her life. She couldn't function because of the guilt. Once in the reading, connecting with Possum, Possum sharing all of this with me, Possum giving her the understanding and the foundation that she doesn't have to hold on to the guilt. If it fulfills her for whatever reason, go right ahead. Possum will still be there. But Possum didn't want her to hold on to that guilt and the heavy emotions. Just by getting that message, her human started feeling lighter. Her human started pursuing what she wanted to do with her work and with her activities. And she felt light as a feather, and she was getting more signs and signals from her. And she realized right then and there, the actual transitioning of Possum leaving the physical body was the permission, if you will, to start diving in to letting go of low frequency of guilt and anxiety. Because up until then, they had a grand life. It was beautiful. The human needed to experience that transition of her cat in order to really let go of the guilt. It's really, really powerful. Okay. With the soul contract and life lessons, there's a handful of them. I'm going to list them. The biggest one, unconditional love. Teaching us to love ourselves without any condition, to love life without any conditions. That's the biggest one. Because when you grasp that, everything else falls into place. Another one, self-esteem and worthiness. Reflecting on our own inner worth. Man, animals, both here and in spirit, are always showing us our worthiness just by simply being present with their unconditional love. That's powerful. That's everything. The answers are right there in front of you. And remember, you are an energetic being first and foremost, having a physical experience. Number 3, they show us confidence. They encourage us to trust ourselves. Number 4, empowerment, reminding us of our resilience, our inner strength. Number 5, presence and mindfulness, teaching us to live in the present moment. Even when animals, where you perceive them as suffering or in pain or being shy, being aggressive, they're still in the present moment. Why? Because they're either responding or reacting to their environment. And it could be other animals and or humans. Doesn't matter. They're always in the present moment. Number 6, kind of said this before, is resilience. They're showing us the ability to heal ourselves and trust again. It's not your animal healing you and you healing your animal. It is the resilience of knowing you are a beautiful, energetic, unconditional, loving being, emulating such love and light. When you're in that space, your body heals. When you're in that space, your animal recognizes that and says, yes, I'm coming into that space with you because I feel better that way. Number 7, compassion and forgiveness. They teach us compassion and forgiveness. And how do they do it? Unconditional acceptance. Here is a practical exercise that you can do to align yourself with the wisdom. Take take a moment and observe your animal's behavior. Are they reflecting any of your emotions or energy? And if so, how? If you're calm, state, they're relaxing. If you're happy, they're like, okay, I want to play more, or I want to go outside, or they want to do whatever it is that they love to do. In observing your animal's behavior, what are they teaching you? Write it down. What are they teaching me? Then what you want to do is you can go into a meditation around this, or you can journal about this. Because remember, you truly have all the answers within yourself, and your animal will always reflect to what is going on in your life. What is happening, whether it's positive or negative. Again, your animal can be reflecting to you negative things. It doesn't mean they're not present. Oh, baby, they are very present, because they are showing you where the imbalances are energetically. Because why? You are first and foremost an energetic being having a physical experience. So that's the second step, is your wisdom. That is, animals are just always reflecting the wisdom to you. The third, which is the letter A, it's action. Action is all about following your passion. If nothing else that you pick up on today, learn to understand that when you live with joy and excitement, everything changes. Now, I'm not talking about where, the cheerleaders, woohoo, do, 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 do. Now, when people are constantly excited, constantly full of joy, that's not what I'm talking about. Just by listening and being here, you're feeling good. You're like, wow, this is powerful. Or maybe it's like, you know what, this really doesn't resonate with me, but I feel good. That is what I'm talking about. You feel joy within you with no expectations other than I'm present. Now, you could be going through the motions, like the running the errands, reading a book, going to school, taking your dog for the walk, cleaning a litter box. And in those actions, you may be mumbling under your breath. You may be like thinking about, oh my God, that bill I have to pay. Or you may be thinking about that conversation you had last week with somebody that really didn't feel right and it really made you uncomfortable. Or maybe you don't want to be doing those certain actions, like cleaning a litter pan. Well, guess what? You have a choice. You always have a choice of what actions you want to take and how you want to follow through with this. When you choose the action with excitement and intention, it truly changes your experience. Let's talk about cleaning litter boxes. Everybody, I'm sure, has experienced or taking your dog for the walk and you forgot the little poopy pad, poopy bag. And you're like, oh. And you get frustrated. You're not enjoying it anymore. Or bending down and cleaning up the litter pans is really a pain in the butt. I really don't want to be doing this. That's not experiencing joy. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can do this. If there's nobody in your life to help you with this, well, guess what? It's time to shift your belief system. You go back to step one. Why am I really pissed off? I really didn't sign up for this. Maybe your animal came into your life with your having the belief, I wasn't prepared, didn't expect this. I got the bills. I can't handle the payment. They cost me too much. It's powerful. There are people who unfortunately live like that, and their animals are trying to help them understand, hey, it doesn't have to be that way. Or maybe you can ask for help. If you can, which includes there are services out there that do come to your house, walk your dog, clean the litter box. If you just don't like it, okay, hire somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. I guarantee you, when you make the decision and the actions you want to take and they excite you, that just means you are allowing your higher consciousness to, you're receiving the messages from your higher consciousness. Well, how can I go about this really feeling good about it? Okay, maybe I'll hire somebody. Or, you know what? I really don't mind cleaning a little bit because you know what? It's healthy. I like it when, I have to clean the bathroom. I feel good when I clean the bathroom. I feel good when I clean the litter box. These are, I'm just giving you ideas of how you can shift your energy, your frequency, and choose, yeah, I'm excited about that. Because when you choose to do the activities with excitement and intention, it totally transforms your experience. Now, you always have a choice in how you want to experience things because your passion is your inner guidance system. It's showing you what you are aligned to for your highest joy. If, in fact, you know you have more animals than you anticipated and it takes a lot of time, go in to that belief system and see, well, why am I even thinking about the time? Why am I even thinking about the money? Because I know when I focus on that, that's a belief system. And I feel like, oh, I'm coming from a lack. You see how there's so many pieces that start coming together when you start thinking about your belief system. You start understanding the wisdom that your animal shows you. And then you make decisions on choosing what actions give you joy, what actions are exciting to you. Because the actions you take, again, can be all about the big things and the little things. It doesn't matter. Taking a mindful walk with your pet, engaging in playful activities, exploring a new hobby, maybe even getting a new job, maybe exploring a whole new language. It doesn't matter. If it's something that makes you feel good, do it. Now, here are the 5 steps. Write these down on how to figure out, well, what am I passionate about? How do I do this? First of all, think about one thing that you would like to do, maybe even after we're done here. Is it go read a book, go talk to a friend, go to the store? Doesn't matter. The first step is act on your excitement. Just act on it, do it, and take it out as far as you can. That's number 2. So the first is act on your excitement. The second step is take it as far as you can. You're calling your friend, hey, you want to get together for lunch? I have a couple of minutes, or we want to grab a coffee. Great. You go do it. You enjoy yourself. You know when it's time to say, hey, it was great seeing you. All right. Have a great day. And in number 2, step number 3 is let go of any expectations. You're enjoying your time with your friend. Don't have any expectations. Just be in the flow. And I guarantee you, you will understand what it truly means to experience an experience in the present moment with that person. Because you're just going to be sitting back listening. You're going to be more observant and you're going to be just enjoy. And you're going to be loving your coffee, your tea, your bun, your piece of cake, a sandwich, whatever. You're just going with the flow. So number 3 is let go of expectations. Number 4 is remain positive. Number 4, remain positive throughout that experience throughout that action. And number 5, when you need to, examine and release limiting beliefs. God, I had a cup of coffee and I couldn't stand her. She kept talking and wouldn't let me in to be able to talk. Just blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh my God. Ooh, I wasn't allowing myself to just be present. I was judging. So what is it? There's something in there about a limiting belief. Trust the process. And in that person who was like, I'm really pissed off, she didn't let me have, there's a level of insecurity. When you get together with somebody, does it always have to be talk here, talk here, talk here, talk here? Maybe. Does it always have to be somebody else doing all the talking? Maybe. Does it have to be you talking the whole time? Maybe. These 5 steps will allow you to also be consciously aware of not having expectations and being in a neutral place, because it goes back to your beliefs. Okay. So that's the 3rd step. The 4th step is letter the letter K for knowing. That's trusting your intuition. Now remember the first few seconds I shared with you that your natural state of being is when you're aligned with your frequency, your true self. Well, that's because you were born that way. You are an energetic being first. And as an energetic being, you operate, you live in a frequency. And what happens in frequency? There's information flowing back and forth. You're thinking about somebody, and all of a sudden they give you a call. I was just thinking about you. That is your frequency aligned with theirs. You picked up something from them, they picked up something from you. And it has nothing to do with the physical body, meaning it's your energetic state. What you do with that information is the actual experience in the 3D world. But it is your intuition, it is your senses that is allowing you to get the information. You, like I said, you were born intuitive, and animals are born intuitive. All of Mother Earth is intuitive and psychic. Yes, our trees, our birds, everything. So get the blinders away and start opening up your, not just your mind, but your heart. Because when you know that animals vibrate at a higher frequency than we do, and it's about you aligning your energy to them, you start understanding why being in the present moment is important, why understanding what your belief system is for that moment is important, what the wisdom is, how to be finding joy and passion and taking action. Because everything is made of energy. Everything carries a frequency, which is information. Now, in using your intuition, if you have a belief system where you say, I'm not capable of this, you know what? That's really special people out there. They are so gifted. I'm not gifted. Everyone is so gifted. To be alive is not just a gift, but it's part of creation. It's part of our beautiful worthiness. It's part of our love unconditionally. If you didn't exist, you would not be alive. I mean, it's just the bottom line. So you are capable, but you have to understand that in and of itself, that you are capable. And in all of these stages, in all of these steps, we dive in so much deeper. In fact, in the masterclass, when we get to this day of talking about knowing and practicing our intuition, you will be connecting with animals you don't know and getting validation. So, animal communication is just about harmonizing as an energetic being. It's a dance, it's a symphony, and it's silent with being so present, and you're not thinking. It has nothing to do with thinking, and it has everything to do with tapping in to the different senses that are within you. You become one in a natural state of being. That is pure consciousness. You're just in the present moment, aligning and allowing. It is a soul to soul connection. And it is, everybody says, oh, I'm on a spiritual path and my spirit is over there. No, you are a spiritual being. That's where the frequency and energy is. Never forget that. You're tapping in to your senses at that point. You're either using your visualization, your hearing, your smelling, your touch, your all knowing. I remember one of my very first animal communication sessions was with a snake. And before I connected with Sir Remington, I immediately started feeling, oh my God, can I do this? It's a snake. Now, I wasn't physically with him. I was remote. I was looking at a picture of him. All of these thoughts coming in my head. And I'm like, wait a minute, stop. Of course I can do this. I'm just going to look at his picture. I'm going to align myself with the intention of unconditional love and just be with him. And I'll ask him the first question after I introduce myself. And immediately I asked him a question. All of a sudden, I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. I didn't smell anything. I didn't even get an all knowing. My right arm started like, I never had that before. I could feel it expanding within me. Oh, and then it contracted. He didn't like his aquarium. It was too small. He felt confined. That was powerful. So don't question. You just allow yourself to receive, and it does flow. But again, if you have the belief, oh, I can't do it, guess what? You've created a resistance. And I will tell you that being an intuitive being, it's not like, all right, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'll be that. And then Thursday and Friday, well, we're getting closer to the weekend, so I'm just going to chill out and drink my beer. And no, no, this is a practice, diving in and touching base with your true self. Because why wouldn't you want to live like that on a daily basis? So that when you get to work, everything is just flowing. Or when you check your emails, you're like, wow, I just got somebody who, signed up and ordered some products from me. That's really cool. I'm so excited. I got to reach out to them and say thank you. So I want to give you 4 tips on how to talk with your animals or one animal, however many animals you have. But you will want to do this with one animal at a time. And I recommend whoever is really heavy on your heart. That's where you need to go first. That's who you need to tap in and talk with first. So you don't want to be with them. You want to be in a different room. Grab a picture off of your phone or maybe a framed picture and just have it in front of you. Look at them. Quiet your mind. Set the intention that you're just going to allow yourself to receive whatever they want to share with you. And be specific in your question. You want to ask one question at a time, but don't be afraid to ask them how they're feeling. If that's on your heart, ask. Use your intuition. It's never wrong. It will always guide you. How many times have you been to a place where like this didn't feel like right, let's get out? It's your intuition. So don't be a tourist. Be your true self. And when you do this, set time aside. Okay? Everybody thinks you need to schedule it. That's not where I'm coming from. You want to seize the moment. So you're going to use a picture of your animal. You're going to be specific, setting your intention with a question. You're not going to schedule it. You're going to seize the moment when it feels right. And if the number 4, if you are stressed or you're doubting yourself, should you wait? Absolutely not. Talk to them right then and there. Share with them why you're stressed. Allow to give them the details. After you've done that, just watch them or feel them if you are not sitting with them, because I did recommend not to sit with them. But again, I want you to follow your instincts. If sitting with them is what you prefer, go for it. These are just guidelines. After you've shared with them how stressful you are, ask them, what do they think? They make the best therapists. Okay. The 5th step in the awaken process is the letter E, which means embracing your heart-based consciousness. Can you all see now as you move through and you elevate yourself through these steps? Where, of course, you're tuning into your heart. Your heart-based consciousness is strengthening as you're learning more about yourself, because why? It's strengthening your bond with your animal. Because when you communicate from unconditional love and compassion, you're aligned with your pet's frequency and you're open for clear communication. All of this applies also, bless you. All of this applies to animals you don't even know as well. Maybe a friend is coming up to you. You're so good with your dog. Could you help me with my cat? Can you help me with my horse? Sure, what can I do? Trust the process. They're going to say blah, 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 blah. They're doing this. I don't know that. Okay, cool. And go for it. Use a picture of them. If you're physically at their home, you're there. Close your eyes. Doesn't matter. You don't even have to be in the same room with the animal. The animal's outside and you're indoors. It's fine. Don't think, oh, wait a minute, I forgot my steps. No, you know them. Just intuitively allow yourself to flow. This is embracing your heart-based consciousness. Now, there's other ways of embracing your heart-based consciousness. Number 1 is a heart-centered meditation. Get into a meditative state. You can use visualization with your heart connection with your pet. You can create a golden cord, a silver cord, a blue cord, a red cord, doesn't matter. A clear, pristine, clear white cord, doesn't matter. You can use a visualization. You can have your eyes open or you can have your eyes closed in that meditation. Another second thing that you can do to enhance your heart-based consciousness is be mindful. Practice being mindful, being present during your interactions. And I guarantee you, things are getting now within your energetic self right now. And you're going to find as you move through your moments from here on out, you're going to actually look at your animal and go, oh, yes, thank you for reminding me to be present. Thank you so much. I love you so much. It's just going to naturally flow for you. The third way that you can enhance your heart-based consciousness is express gratitude. I just did it. Do you see how it just flows? Expressing gratitude truly strengthens your inner self, your inner knowing, as well as your inner bond with your animal. And then the sixth step, which is the letter N. It brings us to the present moment. You can now understand why the sixth step really embraces everything. The letter, being in the present moment, allows you to fully be present in your relationship with yourself. Let's start with yourself. You've got to start with yourself. And you will understand by being present in any circumstance, in any situation, in any moment, whatever the information is. You won't get caught up in distractions as often, and you'll be more focused. Let me give you a simple exercise for you to do. Just spend a few moments fully engaged in play, in observation of your animal, in sitting with them, being quiet, going for a walk, whatever it is you're doing. Just practice being mindful of being present with them and allow. So, this brings me to the end. You can see now each step builds upon the next, leading to a greater intuitive connection with yourself and with your animal. The key is always knowing you have the answers and that you are always supported. Because when you learn to live with no conditions, allowing love, compassion, joy to be your guide, if you will, there won't be any resistance. You will always flow in a clear path. And your animals will show you this all the time. And I'm not saying they have to be glued to you 24/7. No. And if they are, pay attention. It's based on a belief system. So I want to go ahead now and share my screen again. How are we doing? You can open up your mic.
Dulce, this is great.
Oh,
I'm so enjoying this and taking pages and pages of notes. So thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. What questions do you have? Who has questions? In fact, I'll unshare my screen first. Let me stop sharing. Yeah.
I'm just curious if your tips for talking with an animal, I imagine it can also work with animals who have passed away, or
I've applied here and shared with you, and thank you so much for that, Christina. Applies with animals here or in spirit because they're still here. They've just changed form. So if you have a belief system that because an animal has transitioned and there's something that is just weighing you down, right? You're feeling, not necessarily you, Christina, but anybody who's feeling heaviness. Why didn't I do this? What if I did that? What would have happened if this? All of those questions. Pay attention to the question you're asking. I have a feeling this is where you were going. Is this right?
yeah, I was curious about that for sure.
So Christina, what you want to do is allow yourself, give yourself permission to, first of all, just crying is good. Crying releases the heaviness. It releases the toxins, which are built up low frequency energy. Yeah, toxins have energy, just a low frequency. Put you down. And in that crying process, once you start feeling better, ask yourself, what is the question that is making you feel bad? Maybe you can't get used to the fact that they're physically not with you, feeling them. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
real. And why? Because all your life you are taught that the true meaning of life is the physical world around you. But that's an illusion. The truth is that you are an energetic being, first and foremost, that can take on any form and can connect with any form, whether physical or non-physical. Beautiful question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. And that kind of just popped into my head as we're kind of having this conversation is I've personally been looking into different ways of healing childhood trauma, and part of my personal experiences with that has to do with um some pets I've had throughout my childhood too. So that's, I guess, also why that question kind of fell on my heart, I think, is because this will really help with that
Absolutely.
process for me.
Yes. And, trauma can be in any form, doesn't matter. What matters is that you start becoming more consciously aware of the thoughts and the emotions that are not serving you,
Mhm.
and make the decision, well, what way do I really want to feel? Do I want to hold on to XYZ experience, which I know is the past, but yet I still feel it now, or I still see glimpses of it in my experience now? Why? I'm going to answer that question for you. What we put out there is what we receive. That's energy. Being an energetic being, first and foremost, whatever we're putting out there is what we're going to get back. It's physics, it's the law, it's beyond the universe. So, beautiful question. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Does anybody else have any questions or comments that they'd like to share based on the information I've shared?
I have a question. I know when you are connecting and everything, you can connect with any form, and it comes from a place of love and being present. Do you ever ask for protection necessarily? I know that is a distraction, but what for yourself and your own personal experience, can you share?
Beautiful. Sarah. So, I used to believe that 30, 40 years ago. I gotta put a shield up to protect myself. Very quickly, within the past, I think it's about 15 years now, I realized, no, it's a belief. If I'm just my true authentic self, what do I have to protect myself from? If Who am I attracting as I am authentic and sharing my beautiful information, conversation, a picture of an animal, whatever? What is it that I have to protect myself from? But what if somebody backlashes at you? Okay, that's where they're coming from. And I'm going to honor where they're coming from with love and compassion and just go, I get it. That's where you are. I'm not there. So there is nothing to protect yourself from. Now, I'm still going to answer. There's a portion of this that's still very important. Well, what about crystals? What about wearing certain colors of the day, clothes? What about getting certain apparatuses on my phone? What about oh, I picked up a tarot card or I picked up an animal card and it told me this. So don't I have to protect myself from that? Okay. Using external energetic things to help us align our energies is not a bad thing. They're permission slips. Crystals are awesome. Tarot cards are awesome. If that's where you are, okay? Understand that you're utilizing external apparatuses, if you will. Hi, Stevie, honey. To just help align yourself with the frequency. But when you know you're coming from unconditional love and compassion, there's no protection is needed unless you have to go further deep into your belief system. Well, do I feel like I'm going to be attacked by somebody? I was in the past. Is that going to happen now? Do I have to protect myself? Go into your belief system. Really, really powerful. Did I answer your question?
Yes, and it is so funny that you mentioned with the crystals, the tarot, and because that is the second part of my question that I wrote down is using crystals or amplifying necessarily your intuition or alignment with the frequency. It You answered it beautifully and it went into exactly what I was curious about. So thank you.
You're so welcome. You see, in this conversation now we're having, it's an interaction. What am I doing? I'm in the present moment with all of you. I'm enjoying this up the wazoo. And I'm intuitively receiving, knowing where you are so I can best facilitate and help. It's I'm not thinking, I'm being with you. Because remember, everybody here, yes, you are a beautiful, beautiful, full of energy. You are your own person. You have amazing personalities, but we're still all connected as one. If we should all decide to leave the body right now, we'd still be connected. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. I want to share my screen because I do want to share with you, obviously, my master class that's going to be happening in February. It's a 4-week class, meaning we meet every Tuesday from 12 to 1:30. And you think you got a lot today? Oh, sure. Seatbelt on. Because yes, we're going to be going through this. But how it's going to be working is the schedule is such where each time we meet, I've broken it down where you're going to explore, we're going to go deeper into the belief system. And you can see here, and anyone who signs up with this, you actually will fill out a questionnaire so that it's going to be focused. Our conversations are going to be focused on the areas that you really need to dive into. So this masterclass, it's going to run for 4 sessions, and you can see week 1 we talk about the 6 steps and the power of beliefs, because we're going to need that hour and a half to talk about beliefs. We're going to really how we say drill down so that you really have a better understanding of how to identify what beliefs don't serve you. The second week, we're going to go into the wisdom and how to take action. The third week, we're going to actually talk with a couple of animals. You're going to practice animal communication. And again, this practicing, this opening up your heart center consciousness is not just about animals. It's in your everyday life. Like, you know what? I don't feel like driving today. I'm just going to either call my friend, they can drive. I don't feel like it. Or well, I'm not going out today, or I'm taking a different route, something I'm just following my intuition and I'm excited about it. And boy, I can't wait to get in the car because I want to listen to this piece of music and I'm so excited. I'm going to turn my music up. Do you see? Every little moment you can feel and experience that joy. Okay. So, in week 4, we're going to embrace the heart based consciousness and the power of now. And in each session before we start, I take you through a guided meditation. All of the different guided meditations you also have access to in a folder in YouTube. That would be private. It's only for you. The other thing is you will get handouts, so you won't have to take notes. You'll get handouts, and you'll also receive exercises to do. The exercises are electives. You don't have to. Um, you, I encourage you to. I mean, why wouldn't you to? Why wouldn't you? The other thing is that you will get, once you've completed and you've either shown up each week or you rewatched the recording, because not everybody will show up. Maybe something comes up. Of course, I understand that. But you'll have a recorded session to watch afterwards. If you've done either or both, then you will receive a course completion certification that I provide for you. And the other additive to this is that you can actually add um, an animal communication certification, which is it's additional fee, and it's an additional day. I've already scheduled it for February 22nd. It is a Saturday, and we'll run it from 1 to, from 12 to 1:30, the same time. That's where we're going to dive in, and you're going to practice more with talking with animals. And we're just going to be focused on using your intuition and getting information and the different ways that you're going to experience it. So, this master class is February. It starts February 4th, and it's Tuesdays. It's each Tuesday. So, you'll have the whole week to go through that information. You'll have all the information, and again, you'll have handouts. Um, and it's just powerful. It's super, super powerful. You can see here, you're going to awaken to your intuitive abilities that much more. You're going to deepen that spiritual self of yours within you and all around you, as well as with your animals, both here and in spirit. You're going to empower your mindset. You're going to foster emotional insight and healing. We're going to talk about healing. You guys are all capable of healing whatever is going on with you. It's so powerful. Even if, wow, I got a boo-boo on my thumb and it hasn't healed yet. It's taking weeks. Oh, you mean I can heal it? Okay. This master class is for anyone who's passionate about animals and themselves and wanting to learn more about themselves, about being curious, about telepathy. And I'll talk about teleempathy. I'm going to talk about your empathy. And those that are seeking a next level of clarity and confidence while wanting to explore your journey. Your whole journey with yourself and with your animal is an energetic, spiritual, amazing journey. And this is why life to help you. All of you have gravitated to animals for a reason versus somebody who's on a different spiritual path and they don't have animals in their life. Well, that's okay. That's where they are. But you have an animal or two or three or four, or maybe you've just lost an animal and there is no physical essence of an animal with you. Well, I kid you not, they're with you right now. They're giving you the biggest hug right now, rooting you on, wanting you to feel them in that heart-based consciousness of yours. So this is who this masterclass is for. I will put the link here, and you can go through learn more about me, You can learn about the testimonials here. There's a lot of them. Because what I've been doing, let me stop sharing my screen. You know, this isn't the first time I've been offering this information. I've been doing this now for over 2.5, going on 3 years. I've just decided, instead of having a community base, to just have consolidated into a 4-week time. And if after that 4-week time you still feel you need more, the options are there. I have so many different options. You can do a 1-hour session, you can do a 3-month coaching session, you can have an animal communication session. It doesn't matter. But you have choices. You have choices. Let me go ahead in the comments section. Don't we have a chat session? Oh, I'll be the first to chat. I'm going to put the link here so you can check out the master class.
Tulsa,
Yes.
how many spots are available for the class, and when is open enrollment and when does it close?
Okay. So that it'll close the day before we start, February 4th, so February 3rd. The price goes up, I think January 31st to a higher price. I can't remember the numbers. And what was your other question?
How many seats are available?
I like to keep it at 10. Right now, I have 5. Because I have noticed when I have more than 10, we end up going beyond our time frame. And I really want to honor people's time frame. Like right now, we're a little past the hour, 18 minutes past the hour. Lori's smiling because it always happens. So yeah. And also, regardless, if you do decide to sign up now or after January 31st for whatever reason, you'll see when in the checkout, you have a easy pay. You can do 4 easy payments. You don't have to make one lump sum payment. So you have some options there. Let me see, did I cover everything about the masterclass? I pretty much did. Anybody else have any questions, or anybody want to share any information or thoughts?
Just kind of a general comment throughout your entire presentation. I'm definitely seeing all the connections between me and my pets right now. So it's really getting me to think about all that and notice these things. So I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I just want to give you a little key note. When you start getting information and aha moments, go with it. And as soon as you start feeling, oh, but what if? Oh, oh, oh. And you go, I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to do this. I don't want to think this anymore. Pay attention. There's something inside that is holding you back from a belief system you haven't addressed yet. And I will tell all of you, beliefs that no longer serve you, that you really want to change in your life, are usually based on fear. The bottom line, the core belief, there's a fear factor in there. And that's not just with you guys, it's with everybody on this planet, every human being on this planet. Thank you.
Yeah, I completely agree. Every connection I've been making, just briefly thinking about it, I feel like they all go back to like fear-based beliefs.
Yeah. And I'll give you another. I have so much. I'm like, okay, let's start the first day. But understand that it's okay. Understand whatever you're feeling, you're supposed to, because guess who planned it? You agreed to all of this. You agreed to all the past crap. You agreed to all the future whatevers. You've agreed to it so that you could learn. So did your animals. All right. All right. Anybody else want to share anything or have any other questions before we wrap this up? I'm so grateful for all of you for being here.
Just thank you so much. I just signed up for the master class and I'm thrilled to learn more. And I appreciate you offering this free webinar. This has been so incredibly helpful and better understanding. So just thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge and your light. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so grateful. And I'm excited for you, Sarah. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm like super, super excited. I have to ask you this. What is your dog's name?
His name is Ozzy, and he is sleeping under under my desk right now. I have my headphone in because his snores can get a little loud, and they will be picked up on the audio.
No worries. No worries. He's adorable.
Thank you, thank you. He's a sweetheart. I am very lucky.
Yes, you are. All right, everybody. Anybody else want to share anything or questions before we wrap this up? Thank you again, Sarah. So excited.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome, Christina. Lori.
So this part of the master class for me, I have been part of the academy. I've been learning, practicing, growing my intuition. Um, the master part for me is now to take it to the next level and help my students because I do want to get back into teaching. And the first part of it really established a foundation for me, helps with my personal healing. And now I'm to the point where let's just keep going because it does feel good. It's great to connect with the animals. And I just wanted to thank you for this opportunity for the masterclass.
You're so welcome. Yes, I want you to also add an additional area. So send that to me about what you also want to work on with aligning your belief system to helping you be the most brilliant, energetic, loving, compassionate teacher, role model, instructor, guide for your students. I want you to think about what area you know you need to really dive in so that in the masterclass that happens. Powerful. Powerful. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. For those that are watching on the replay, thank you so much. Below this video, you will find the link for the masterclass to check it out and enroll. So everybody have a wonderful afternoon and thank you. Be at peace, be in love with yourself and with whomever is around you, because that is the power. All right, everybody. I will see
All right.
you soon.
Thank you, dear.
Joseph.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Mhm.